Thank you, my beautiful niece, for welcoming us and making us feel our way, our land, our law. So thank you again, Ryan. That was not hard, and I was very hard to be up here, so thank you. Just another call out. Anyone in the crowd with an Auslan interpreter? No? Okay, well, we tried. Next, we get to read. You got to get up here and help me, sis, because I can't do it on my own. I'm going to read a heartfelt statement with my sister here that was written by Cassius' mother. And right now, I stand here as a black mother in fear, in solidarity and fear with his mother, who has to lay her beautiful child to rest before his time in a matter of horrendous circumstances. And yet this country and these people like cops and politicians and that will tell us it was his fault because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Shame, let me hear you. Shame. Because understand this right now. If you remember one thing I'll say tonight, remember this. No black child is ever in the wrong place or the wrong time on their own land.
I'd like to pay my respects to Cassius, to his family and his community. And I extend that respect to all of his ancestors. He comes from the oldest continuing culture on the planet. I've struggled to find words for this killing this week. This was of the highest degree in terms of killing an innocent boy as he walked home from school. That boy represented our hopes, our dreams, our future, and they took it from us. He represents every single son, every brother, right across this vast continent. And we won't ever forget him. And I want you all to remember his name. Remember the name of Jai Wright. Remember the name of TJ Hickey. Remember the name of all the sons that have died before their time. There is one thing that I will say, and I will say this to the establishment known as Australia. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. And I say to our allies and all people who call this continent their home, you gotta rise up. You gotta fight this fight for us. And you gotta walk beside us, because racism is killing us and it's killing our babies relentlessly. You need to call it out every single day in these institutions, in these streets, with your neighbours, in your homes. This country known as Australia was founded on racism, and it needs to be destroyed. We are a proud people. We are a loving people. We pride ourselves on our continuity and our survival. I'd like to have a minute's silence, please. Nurable. Yinjamada Manana. Fly high the ancestors, Cassius.
Okay, bear with us. I'm about to be the volume for the voice of a beautiful sister named Turvey. Those who don't know her, she's the sacred mother of young Cassius, and these are her words. As mum of Cassius Turvey, I extend on behalf of my family sincerest love, gratitude. The love and generosity, the kindness and the outgoing of tributes across the nation have been so appreciated. My family and I send our love to each one of you for supporting, for raising voices, and for showing so much kindness and respect. I'm sincerely overwhelmed and eternally grateful. I don't want any more violence. I'm the only person who can get justice for my son. Stand alongside me, and I appreciate everyone, but I need to call out for calm. I am angry. Cassius' friends and family are angry, but I don't want any form of violence at any of these rallies in the name of my child. Violence breeds violence. I want calm and peace. I don't want to feel prejudices, biases. I don't want to feel the stereotypes of First Nations people as violent. We know from the early days Cassius would be a shining star. This was easily seen by his family, by the way he smiled, he laughed, the way he cared about others. Cassius was a people lover who treated everyone equally and respectfully. He was jovial, kind, and his heart larger than life. Cassius was the first and only child of my late husband, Turvey. Cassius, on my 40th birthday present, Cassius was my 40th birthday present, which made him extra special. My husband was 47 years old when he was born. We were still in mourning and stricken when Cassius passed away. Cassius's dad had only passed away on the 22nd of August after a 2-year battle of cancer and was buried on the 12th of September. I didn't think I would be burying my son within months of losing Cassius's dad. Cassius was liked and loved by so many people on first contact, ranging with kids of earlier age groups to teachers everywhere. There was no reason for anyone not to like him. He was community orientated, involved in a local football group and 2 basketball teams. He had so much respect for elders. He was the heart and soul of the community.
Cassius wanted the community to see that young people weren't bad people and they could do good things. At 13, he set up a local lawn mowing gig. I remember this one day when he mowed 2 lawns and he said to me, "I wonder if anyone else wants their lawns done." I said to him, "Why don't you walk around and ask?" He did. He left with our lawnmower. It was getting dark and I was starting to get worried. He didn't have his phone on him. When he returned, I said, "Where have you been all day?" Cassius said, "We mowed 15 lawns and 5 of them want us to come back." Later he asked me the question, "Because we made some money, Mum, do I have to pay tax?" I thought that was so funny. He was thinking like a business person at such a tender age. He wanted to work and was asking since he was 12, "Can I get a job?" He was so destined for work and was about to start at Kmart. He had only just completed the training induction and was about to start work with a group of his mates at Kmart who he inspired to work with him. He was so keen to learn more about working in the mines for a 2-day program. He was one of 10 students selected of Year 9 students, then took place on the 17th of October. Cassius was in hospital because of this brutal attack on the 13th of October, which eventually took his life on the 23rd of October. The answers I want is why. A complete statement was not taken by the police from Cassius after the violent attack, and there was no contact with me, his mother. Why? It takes the loss of a loved one to get proper duty of care in an investigation. I feel that as his mum. I should have been kept in the loop about the statement. The statement was incomplete. It was vital. Cassius was talking at the hospital and should have taken his full statement, but never did. I want kids to embrace community without fearing community. I want to see memory and legacies of Cassius. I want everyone to encourage everyone to be savvy and start getting video evidence if they are about to be attacked or something else. In and out of schools, youth violence has escalated. We must reduce this and evidence gathering by other children. We're too frightened to intervene, not delay calling authorities. Children should be educated to contact teachers and authorities immediately.
The governments need to invest in eliminating youth violence. It's mandatory that there are significant investments in youth centres, in programs where kids matter, and work on building with lost youth on self-esteem gaps. There must be significant awareness about bullying and that these programs need to be funded. Mentoring. You just can't put a poster up about bullying. You need mentors. I want a Kids Matter program that instills empowerment in my Midland community. We want these Kids to Matter programs to begin in Midland, where a significant proportion of the population are Indigenous, which hopefully spreads across the country at a pace for lost and troubled young souls. They need mentors to do the journey with them. I would like to see a program like this established and accessed by all vulnerable young people in my area so that they can have a vision like Cassius, where he started. Kids matter, kids can do it.
Now, applaud this woman. thank you all kindly. And thank you to the beautiful Sister Michelle for sharing her love, her grief, her trauma with each and every one of us. Because goddamn, if it's hard for us right now, put ourselves in her shoes. And for all the non-Indigenous out there today, we applaud you too. Thank you for being here, because without you, mob, we ain't going to make any of this change. So thank you all. Next to the microphone, we have the greatest honour of welcoming Cassius' blood uncle family to come and bless us with some words. Please, Uncle Leon and family, make your way to the microphone. Here you mob, give them a welcome now.
First of all, I want to say thank you all for coming out tonight. The words of my own people from Western Australia, Skaya Wutu, means, hello and welcome. You love the way that you guys show up, and your heart, that you wear it on your sleeves. We stand against what racism is about. We stand together as one people. We may be Noongars from Western Australia, but we are well loved here. Our family back home is in a lot of pain. In a lot of pain. And hearing the news from the beginning of the week just stirred so much inside me. It triggered so many memories. A lot of our people here today still have those memories of their own loss, of something that's actually taken place in their own lives. You have that narrative as well. But standing for Cassius and what's actually taken place in WA is quite sickening. And it hurt a lot of our mob. My mob is here with us today, and our Noongar people here. I've been living over here for about 20 years in Sydney, in Western Sydney. I know that the Koori people are very loving, very kind, and always looking after us. So I decided to marry one myself. And I'm feeling for Auntie Michelle, Turvey, we all are. And thank you for coming here and standing with us today. I know we have cousins around Australia, and I'll be talking on behalf of our little brother Cassius. Cassius is Pop, and my Pop are brothers. We're very close as a family. I remember Cassius and his character. He had the character of an old person. He was raised right. He was raised with so much love inside of him. He couldn't just keep it to himself. He shared it with others. And he did it well. Even going out and doing what he did, connecting to his own school and his community in Midland. Just goes to show that, the amount of respect that people even have for him. A lot of people have actually felt this loss. And there was a reporter in Western Australia said to Auntie Michelle, Turvey, how do you feel about your loss? And she turned around and responded with these words. It's not just my loss, it's your loss as well. Because, Cassius could have been something great. But he was taken away at a young age of 15. And that's heartbreaking. We need our Wadjala people to stand with us. Our non-Aboriginal brothers and sisters. From our Noongars to the Yamanjis to the Wongais and the Nudgee people of Western Australia and the Bardi mob up north, and all in between, right across WA itself is feeling that pain. And South Australia is standing tonight, and they're doing, the family on, and also Melbourne as well, and many other states and territories. We thank you all, and I know that Auntie Michelle Turvey will be very pleased and happy to see so many supporters, and even our mob, our Māori mob as well, from New Zealand, for doing the haka and showing that, that love and support. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for that love and support that you have actually shown our people here, like our Noongar people here as well, Thank you very much, Sydney, for standing with us. We'll stand against, we stand against violence, we stand against all those things. And what Auntie Michelle Turvey did say, children's lives matter, and that is so important, And in her own words, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, but, children's lives matter. Wrong is wrong. And the words also, enough is enough. No more. We don't want any more. We don't want to lose any more of our children. Our own families that speak with credibility for the suffering over history. We know that history. We understand that. We've been taught that. That's in us. Thank you tonight, everybody, for being a voice for our people in Western Australia. And that's your people as well. Thank you very much.
I'd now like to welcome one of my teachers and one of the original radicals up to the mic. I'd like you to give an applause out to my Auntie Jenny Munro.
Thank you, Denise, Linda. That's one of the nicknames. Like a lot of us have many. And that's the part of being us, being black. We all mourn the loss of this child deeply. We ask the same question as the dear mother, why? Why do we have to lose our children to this racism, this hate in our homeland? Why does this system perpetuate such violence against us every day? Why is there no justice for those that have been denied justice for so long? Why is this, which is every black parent, every black mother, every black auntie, every black daughter, every black grandmother, great-grandmother, this is our worst nightmare. To live through it, to have to live through it repeatedly. How many children do we have to send to the graves too young to know what life is even about? This is a call, a carrying call for the whole country. It's time to change. It's time to make a difference to the lives of the black people that actually own this place. And that's probably the root of the evil. The fact that this country is not even mature enough to bring itself to that definitive phase. We know. You know, we know, you know, we know, you know. But still, it goes on. Where is the justice for this young man? Where's the justice for TJ? Where's the justice for Elijah? We've lost so many children in a battle where they're not even prepared to have to fight the hatred and the racism of a male man. The system has denied us too long. Enough is enough. Make the change, or we will make it for you. They are right and they are wrong. This is wrong in every way, in every state, in every kind of being. This is wrong. And yet it's perpetuated across a country that was born out of violence and racism. This country is thousands, if not millions of years old, and yet its heritage only goes back to, what, 250, 300 years ago, 1770, 1788? What a load of cods, what? And that's just so hard for people to even swallow. The truth about here, about now, about yesterday, about tomorrow. Make the change, or we will do it.
much for us to start unwinding the wool that makes the lives of this country. It's very easy. All you have to do is understand the history of where you come from, your place. Because that happened everywhere here. The denial of our right to land, the denial of our right to even rear and keep our own children. The denial of language, the denial of culture and law that go back. Time doesn't even know how long we've been here. Before it was invented or known or sourced, we were here first. And yet, it's so easy for these people that came so late to our place to remember that. So hard. Why? Because it's a denial of the truth. And whatever we're in denial, this violence will be perpetrated by evil, racist people. There's got to be laws to stop that. There's got to be a law that can put this man in jail tomorrow and keep him there indefinitely. And if there ain't laws, we've got to make those laws. In our system, it's very clear cut what you do to offenders. They want to steal, you cut off their hand. They want to rape, you cut off that instrument too, the little head. Because they don't think with the big head. You know, we can make a joke about it, but at the end of the day, this child's life has been taken from him by people that had no right on Biami's earth to do it. Remember, before your God walked here, our God made this place. Remember, when you go to your churches and your religion, that is based on a lie. The God here is Biami. We have a family of the gods here that our people worship for millennia. We listened to the wisdom of those gods. We saw it in their footprints across our country. The roads to take and the ones not to. The danger that's inherent in a country like ours. Now you've got to put your foot outside barefooted and you'll know it if you see one of them fellas crawling at you. The gutty, the snake. In the Garden of Eden, ain't he? He's a bad fella. He's not so bad here. But you've got to respect him and you've got to know him. Snake will rise and bite this government in the neck, in the jugular. And the venom will kill him instantly. We've got to be that snake. We've got to rise up and shoot our venom where it needs to be placed. In the heart and the soul of a dead nation.
Jingi wala ndali,